Well, Israel's prime minister says he's certain the Trump administration will move the U.S. embassy in Israel to Jerusalem in the coming year. The embassy is currently located in Tel Aviv, and American officials have said it's unlikely for a Jerusalem embassy to open before the end of Trump's first term. But Prime Minister Netanyahu told Israeli reporters traveling with him in India today that his solid assessment is the embassy move will happen faster than people think. Well, the Trump administration is cutting $65 million in aid to the United Nations agency that supports Palestinian organizations and refugees. The U.S. supplies nearly 30% of the budget of the UN Relief and Works Agency, which is called UNRWA. Israeli critics say the agency misuses humanitarian aid to support anti-Israel propaganda and doesn't actually help Palestinian refugees. The U.S. has made it clear that future donations will be contingent on whether the agency makes some major changes.
We would like other countries, in fact, other countries that criticize the United States for what they believe to be our position vis-a-vis the Palestinians, other countries that have criticized us to step forward and actually help with UNRWA to do more.
And Gordon, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is praising the administration's decision.
Well, I'm praising it too, and it's about time. UNRWA's been in place for 70 years. It goes back to 1948, and its initial mission was to take care of the refugees who left Israel in advance of the war declared by the Arab neighbors of Israel against Israel. And it was that war was declared within hours of Israel's declaration that it was now a sovereign state. And the whole idea is you need to move out so that we can wage war, and when we win, you can move back. Well, it's been 70 years, and the chance of them moving back is zero. So it's about time to say, okay, how can we settle you in nations, whether that's Lebanon or Syria or Jordan, or the current territory controlled by the Palestinian Authority? How can we get on to nation building if you really want a two-state solution? But UNRWA doesn't want any of that. It wants to continue the fiction that these are refugees, and we're now dealing 70 years later with the fourth generation, and they get refugee status for something that happened in 1948. It's time to end it, and there are plenty of other programs. There's a whole complete department of the UN dealing with refugees elsewhere in the world, and their prime task is resettlement. How do you find jobs? How do you find a productive future? How do you make a new country your home? So that's what needs to happen, and it's wonderful news, and I applaud the administration for taking this courageous step. It's wonderful to hear it.